Hi, and welcome to episode 21 of the Yarnniffler podcast. My name is Sam. I'm a university student from Belgium. I love to knit and crochet while I'm not studying and sometimes when I'm studying. Hi, welcome back. You can find me on Instagram as Sam Wyffels, on Ravelry as Yarnniffler, and for the rest, everything should be linked down below in the description box. And if you have any questions, just send me a message or leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. Hi, yes, it has been 3 weeks and not 2 weeks, but I was planning on filming last week, but I had an exam that day that didn't went so well, so I chose to just not film it and postpone filming for a week, and my exams are finished. I finished my last one this morning, so we are February 3rd, Friday, and I'm done. So I'm very happy and I am just wanting to talk about all the knitting with you, which I've done in these last 3 weeks. First off, what I'm wearing is my rainbow dress. Let me try to give you all the details. It is made from the Uli pattern by Kristin Jelsa. I will make sure to link it. And it's, maybe you can't see, but it's a full-length A-line dress. With the rainbow yarn from Jute of Stranded Dye Works in the merino nylon base, so I think it's 75% merino and 25% nylon, and it has held up this far. It's about a year and 4 months old, and I have worn it a couple of times. It hasn't been washed a second time after blocking, but I have aired it out, so most of the time I'm wearing this in winter with like a long sleeved shirt or a tank top or something under it. Also, this is episode 21, but this is exactly the 1 year after I what am I trying to say? 1 year after I uploaded my first podcast to YouTube. So I filmed it about probably in late January, and then had a couple of days to edit it and then put it up there. So yes, last year during my exams I just chose, like, I want to do something about all my knitting and talk with people about it, and here it is. So if you have been here from the beginning, hi, welcome back. If you're new here, hi. I love talking all about knitting. Most of the time I have just 1 or 2 whips, which I'm like 3, like a simpler one, a more complicated one, and socks that I'm working on, and sometimes I have multiple and that I just work on 1 or 2 for a couple of days in a row. Yes, I have a lot to talk about, so I want to tell you all about it. Also want to do it a little bit quickly because I have a lot of cleaning up to do here after almost 4 weeks of just living here and not going home. So I have all that cleaning up to do, and I want to go home for a week. But more of that to come at the end of the podcast. So I told you what I'm wearing. This was also what I'm wearing in the first episode. This feels very like a full circle moment. Then I have 2 finished objects, 4 rips, and a lot of future plans. So here we go. My first finished objects are my Christmas socks. So I don't know, I think I was before the heel turn when you saw this last. So yes, they are finished. These ones are made out of Lana Grossa mail-in weight Christmas cashmere, so they have 5% of cashmere and then I think 20% nylon and 75% just virgin wool, but I'm not completely sure about that. I don't know what the tag is at the moment, probably somewhere in this exam mess. But I know normally you have like 50 grams, and I think I only, after weighing the ball, I only had like 45 grams, so I had 5 grams less than should have had, but still just perfect to do my vanilla toe up shorty socks. So yes, these ones are now ready to wear. They have been lying there for like almost 2.5 weeks since they finished, but I wanted to show you them before I wore them, so this is it, and now they can come home with me to wear them. Let me put it here. Then my next finished object is my advent sweater. Here it is. So this is the My Favorite Adventure pattern. Yes, My Favorite Adventure by Dragonheart Yarn Designs. I made it in size 3, which should be a bit too small normally for me, but my gauge was a bit bigger because I worked on a 4mm needle, because I found that which worked the best for me. So I worked a smaller size to get the size that I wanted. It is has like 5 centimeters of positive ease. Let me try it on. This is not a combo I'm really going for, a rainbow dress with an advent sweater, but let me just show you. So last time you saw it, I finished, I had finished the first sleeve. So yes, I'm wearing a dress and this, but like as you can see, I have a bit of positive ease, but it's very well fitting. The sleeves are long enough but not too long, so most of the time if you just scrunch them up a bit, they are perfect. Let me try to show you. So say like my belly button is here, so you can see the swell of my hips, so it comes about like mid butt, you could say, but it's like perfect to wear just on jeans or on leggings, and like a bougie sweatshirt style of sweater. I really wanted it longer, and I'm still like, if I don't like the length, I can still just unravel a couple of rows and just do the ribbing again. Let me take this off because I'm getting too hot already. I used about 240 grams of the main color, which is silver from a homespun house in their soft sock base, and there is a bit of yarn fluff in my mouth. And for the advent I used almost 100 and what was it, 45 grams of yarn. If you want to know, I weighed everything exactly, like before I knitted and after I knitted, so all the measurements from how many grams I use for every section are on my Ravelry page, which will be linked. Yes, what I did is I used from color 1 to color 17, and this is color 23, 24, because I wouldn't have enough yarn. Like, I could have made a dress out of this with all 25 colors, so I chose to eliminate a couple of ones and put my favorite one, this blue one, of like the last couple of ones in there. And then for the sleeves I didn't need the last color, so in the sleeves, like say from the beginning, these are 18 colors and here are 19 colors. So yes, that's my sweater. I am still very happy with it. I have not worn it a lot because like during exams I'm eating different things and drinking, and I was afraid of spilling things on it and not be able to wash it while I'm here. But I think now that that is done, it will probably be one of my favorite sweaters. Maybe not exactly now because it's a fingering weight and it's still pretty cold here, so I like wearing like a warmer sweater or cardigan, like more DK or water bulky. But definitely once spring is there, it will be just, I can see myself walking maybe in shorts and just a sweater. It's like perfect. Yes, so that was about 2 whips. I wore it to one of my exams with the ends were sewn in but not cut off, and then when I went home for like 2 days to do, because I had a meeting at home that I needed to attend, and I had some clothes that needs to be washed, so that was handy. And then I washed and blocked it, so now it's completely ready and I can wear it whenever I want. So those were the last 2 things you've seen. And then now for all the whips that I started after those, and yes, most of the time I just have a couple of whips, and I really like work monogamously. Yeah, whatever, you get what I want. Work on one whip the whole time, but now I was just like, I want to start something new and I need something exciting. So yeah, I just did that. I only have 4 whips, but for me that's much, I found. First one in this cute hedgehog bag are my Rhinebeck Roomy socks by the Crazy Sock Ladies design, and these are them. I haven't worked much on them, so I did the toes and then just started the pattern. The yarn is the Pour Some Sugar on Me sock set from Haunted House. So this is like blue, pink and green with some like lighter colors as well. And then for the toes I used Tulle Skirt. This is Marmalade and this will be for the cuff. And then the heels I'll probably, oh it is got in the tag here, we'll use this, and this is Matcha. So yeah, but the thing is, it is like, I think it's a 4-row repeat, and I just did like, I think 2 repeats, but I don't have memorized the repeat yet, and I didn't want to keep looking like at my pattern at this moment. So yeah, we'll see. Probably like once I get into them they will just fly off my needles, but for at the moment they don't, and my minis are trying to escape here. So I am doing them 56 stitches toe up. This is a top down pattern, but if you just like, it's just a 4-row repeat and reverse it top down, it will maybe like, if you look at them from the bottom it will look different, but it's just like, I like working toe up, so that's what I did. Then my other whip is here. Let me try to get it without pulling out stitches, and just in a simple project bag. I am close to finishing this one, but just didn't have the mental energy to do it. This is the boho mosaic knitting cardigan by Irene Lynn, and I'm doing size 2M, so the 3rd size in the pattern. And this is it. So this is the inside and this is the outside. So this is a mosaic pattern, and I did 1 sleeve and I am on sleeve 2. So you have seen the swatch for this and the yarn, but nothing about the pattern. So like, this is how far I got in, say, 2 weeks approximately. But like in those 2 weeks I had a couple of exams, and say like the day I had an exam in the morning or in the afternoon, I just did nothing else after my exam than knitting, and there was a lot of it on this one because that was my Wayne whip. And on this sleeve I am just about ready to do this mosaic patterning, but I just didn't have like the mental capacity to do it. Oh, even if it's not really hard, because like if you like, you can see this triangle shape, it's a very intuitive pattern once you get it, but I was just like, I don't feel like working on it, so I didn't. What I did do is I put 1 extra, like, let me try to show you, so you have like this repeat, you could say. I put in 1 extra, or didn't? Yes, I put in 1 extra on the sleeve. For my size it should only be 2 ones, and I put 3 ones because as you can see on the body I only have 2, but I wanted my sleeve to definitely be long enough. And in the first section I decreased 12 stitches, and then over the other 2 sections I decreased 12 stitches as well. So here 12 stitches, and over this one also 12 stitches, so maybe you can see it slopes here. That was just because like 12 stitches is the repeat for this patterning. It looks really good on camera. Happy. Okay, what I'm trying to say, because like I didn't want like this huge sleeve, because I want to wear it to keep warm, and if it's too big I find that it's not warm enough. Let me maybe try it on for you. So this looks pretty good with my dress. Okay, let me come a bit closer. So I still need to put like a garter band here, more like a shawl collar. So you can see this is where the sleeve comes, and then this is the other sleeve. So the sleeve is like perfectly long enough for me, and it's still pretty big, and if you like can imagine it being bigger, I wouldn't want it. So this is it, and I think this is would be like your bathrobe you put on like over something else, like just to cozy up in. Is like that. So yes, I think this is like a DK worsted yarn. I'm not completely sure. I am using 5mm needles for everything to do. Ooh, and I pulled out a couple of stitches. Oh no. Yes, alright. And my beginning of round marker probably as well. Yes, that one as well. Okay, let me just put this away. Of course I would have put out stitches because the circumference of my knitting needle is smaller than my armhole. Okay, whatever. Let's just fix this after the podcast. Put it here. Try. Maybe if you can see. Yeah, probably my chair has eaten my stitch marker, like so many of them, so I sometimes I just pull out the cushion and look for all the stitch markers. Okay, that aside, the yarn I'm using is this creme kesel wool reborn wool recycled. So it is 65% wool, 25% polyacrylic, and 10% nylon. But everything is like from post-garment recycled textiles. So it is a recycled wool. So it has some acrylic in it, but it is a recycled one. So yes. The navy is color 21 and the yellow is color 7. It's like the mustard one they have. Okay. I also was like, maybe you've seen it on Instagram, this a picture of the sleeve where I was frogging a bit. That was from the first sleeve for the mosaic portion, because I was decreasing in the mosaic portion, because that was a bit hard. I was trying to decrease another repeat, but then it just didn't look good, and yeah, I chose to do this thing, and I'm pretty happy about it. I'm also thinking like I can layer it over, say, like maybe a fingering, like not my favorite adventure, but maybe a fingering weight simple sweatshirt with that one over it, just to have an extra layer in these colder days. The next thing, okay, I was trying to find it in this mess, is this one. Yes. Okay. I started my northeasterly. I've shown you my magic scrappy cakes before, and I am, maybe let me try to show you. So I finished my first band and I started my second one. So this is going to be for like, it's almost like 2 meters in length, you could say, one of these bands, and I'm just working from my scrappy cakes with magic knots in them. Yeah, and I'm also learning that maybe like these chunks, like you can see here, this is a pink one and this yellow and orange one are like probably the biggest ones that I want, because maybe, as you can see, like the end of this is this burgundy, and then the beginning of the second one is also this burgundy. So I'm learning a lot with this, because I made these magic cakes about a year ago, after I finished my January exams last year, because I had all these little scrap balls and things to do. Yeah, and there's like sock yarn in here. This is an acrylic from the flowers you can see back there. This is from, I think this is from the beak of a duck I made for, was it a duck? Probably, no, I think it was a geese for one of my cousins. This is from one of my my very first best fitting sweaters. A cardigan from my mom, and then like the leftovers from this shawl are in here, and like these ones are big, but I don't know, maybe if I made a couple of bands I will see like what I want. I could always like if I have big scraps like this again, just take half of it and use it, and then use the other half somewhere else. I don't know. That's what I did with this blue one. I had, I think they are here. Yes. I have two balls which are all almost 5 grams, which is like my idea to use like three 2 to 3 grams into this blanket. And then I think this is probably, I don't know, maybe 3 grams. And then I have these two that I will put in somewhere else, because I thought it would just be a very long strip of dark blue and I didn't want that. So yes, for this one, maybe you can see I am using 3mm needles. Maybe this is the Northeasterly by Skinanigans, just the fingering weight version. I'm using 3mm Chaigu on a cord. I have bought, especially for this pattern, 3mm needles, DPNs. I just have two of them here, but if you can see, they don't have a sharp point. They have like this round point. Like, maybe if I try to show you this way without, like, if you can see, this has a very sharp point and this one just sharpens and then has a round point, and it just didn't work because you have to increase, and then for like picking up the bar between your stitches to increase, it just didn't work. So I think this was my biggest cake of 150 grams. I think this would give me like 2 to 2.5 bands, so like, you know, this chevrony thingy. So that's what I'm working with. I also have the second cake with me, which is like, I think I have to have made this one later on because there's yarn. So there's the yarn from the leftovers from this dress, because I made a couple of pairs of socks with it. Then, like, if you know, I made a color work sweater for my cousin, like this Harry Potter one. So these leftovers are in here. The leftovers from my Montreal to Paris cowl are in here. These are like these ones that you can see here. So I have this one, and I made a new one, and that's a piece of the floor in it. I have like this wooden flooring, and like sometimes just like little pieces chafe off, and I found that everywhere, mostly in my knitwear. Like, I'm walking on my socks and at the moment something is poking me and it's like, oh, another piece of the floor. Random tangent, just go with it. This is my brain at the moment, like post-exam brain. I want to tell everything and nothing. And then this is like a little bit more, like say 2.2 grams of my advent scraps. Like, not my scraps, but like for every advent color from my 2022, no, my 2021 advent from the woolshed. This is it. So that will be put in there as well. And then probably when I get home, because I'm like all into this scrappy project, because like this is a lot of knitting. Like, I only knitted on this yesterday and this is all I have done. Like, you can say this is a lot, this is not a lot, but I think I knitted for like, if we count it all together, maybe 4 hours on this yesterday, and this is all that I've done. So there will be a lot of knitting in here, but this will be a very long time project. I'm not sure when I'll show you, maybe like once a cake is completely done or something, but yes. I'm also like trying to find, now that you knit this, after you knit the first band, you knit the second band onto it. So it's not hard, to just have to take care of, like, oh yeah, I'm at the end of this row, and take it together with like this slip stitch edge. You knit it together. It's very simple, but like it will get bigger and bigger. So yeah, and like in a couple of years, when I have a lot of scraps that are in here, I'm envisioning myself with like this blanket on the couch knitting, and then just having to turn it completely over like a full blanket already, because just I wanted to have it a little bit bigger. Yes. So that's this. I know I've shown you. I have a mess to clean up afterwards, but that's okay. I know I have shown you like the DK worsted scrap cakes as well. Those ones are there that are watching me. And probably once I finish this and like the scraps I have, because I like really working with the magic knot cake. And then if I don't have enough to make like a full cake, I will just collect it together at home, and then once I have enough, I'll just do that. And I'm thinking that maybe once that finishes, for my Diki worsted one, I'm thinking of making a cushion, because I don't need two such long blankets on the go. So yeah, in the same pattern, and then that could be like matching and mismatching with all my scraps. That's that. And I have one more rip. 3 days ago, I was like, I am casting this on. I bought the yarn maybe 2 years ago. No, I bought it before. I bought it together with this yarn. No, I bought it before I went to university, so that's definitely 2.5 years ago. And then this summer I talked about it, but I needed the needles for my sweatpants that I made, my tan line joggers, and then I needed them for another top, so that didn't work. Now I'm like, I'm using these needles for this one. This is Wyffels by José Paquin. I'll be sure to link that. It's from Pom Pom. Oh, I don't know which Pom Pom. I don't know which Pom Pom, which magazine number it is, but it will. If you go to my Ravelry page, you can find the pattern, and then via that you can find the thing. I will be working on this for a longer time, so I'll make sure to know which Pom Pom magazine number it is. And this is just the beginning. Yeah. So I just cast it on and done like one striping pattern. So maybe if I show you this, you know what it will look like. Let me try to show you without showing the pattern. So it will be this, it's an intarsia one, and the front and back are knit separately, because intarsia in the round, it's doable, but not that handy. And also, like, the pattern is written for 3 yarn, so that would be annoying to do. And yes, so I started, I have 5 yarns, because I just wanted to do my own thing, and I have 5 yarns. And they are all Holst Coast, and I have, so if I show you this, you'll see all 5 of them. Then let me try to tell you the color. The first one, this gray, is lead. Then we have Kingfisher, which is the second one from the bottom. So this one is Kingfisher. Then the bottom one is like if you look at it in this, you would say it's gray, but if you like get it next to the gray, it's a blue. So this blue gray is River. No. Here we go. And then we have 2 more. Which ones are these? Oh no. Oh yes, I'm keeping it. So with the gray on top, the middle one is like more aqua-y, is tweed, and then like say the top blue one under this is teal. So this is Halls Garden Coast. Can I show you? No, it doesn't want to focus. So it's 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton. So let me put everything back in here. So this would be like the perfect, it's going to be more like a shirt to wear like spring and maybe summer if it's not too hot. So I am holding a double to get a to get a fingering weight, because it's a very light fingering weight. And I'm using, let me think, I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles, and I'm making size 5, and that's all that I have to say for it. Just this thing at the moment. So yes, I think once I get like past 3, 4, 5, like 3, 4 stripes, that I'm like, it's the back that I'm working on first, but I am here, then it will curl less and just go easily. And the thing is, it's like a pretty mindless project, because it's just knit and purl after you do a little bit of short row shaping. But you also have to like think when like you pause one section and you have to just cross over your yarns and start the other one for the entire part. Yeah, just it's like mindless but a little bit of thinking. And that are all my whips at the moment. But I am planning like my cardigan. If I just sit down and knit for like 2 nights, my sleeve will be done, and then I can pick up and knit the collar, the edging, which is I think also like it's a bit of a shawl collar one, which has I think it's also just in um stockinette, no garter, so it's just knit back and forth. So maybe that's one after that I can start doing now that I have that easy thing to go. Um, and then we'll see. Then I have a couple of acquisitions. I don't have them with me because they are shipped to my parents' home, where I'll be there later on today to see them. But they are like together with like my what I'm trying to, my future knitting. So first off, I have I think 10 balls of drops Nepal in a light grey color. For a cardigan for my uncle. So my uncle saw the Coozly cardigan I made for my mom, which I showed you in like the dark gray and the red, and I will be making the same one for him in a lighter gray, in the same gray that I made mine one out of, with the Latvian braid but not the color red section at the top. So that will probably be one of my next cast-ons if I want like a really simple mindless one, because I just knit back and forth until like of course get to like the shorter shaping, but because there are no color work, it's after you done like the Latvian braid, there's a lot of just simple stockinette, and it's the reverse side of the stockinette is showing, but I'll definitely show you that. And then also in tandem with that, I had a delivery with Hall's Super Soft with one color Ember for his accent in the what am I trying to say? My words are for in the Latvian braid, and then also in that one I got a cone of I think it's nugget or nougat, which is like a tan beigey color and a couple of accent colors. I'll show you once I start that project. Just cardigan with some stripes. Oh my god, my words are not coming out. I'm trying to say too much. And then I got 3 kilograms of wool. Yes, 3 kilograms. Like this unspun, very thick roving to make like these very thick lap blankets. I'll put in a picture here of the roving that I got from the website, and also what the blanket will look like. It will be these very big knit stitches. It's something like I'm going to knit it on my arms. So yeah, that is one of my future knitting plans from like the week that's coming up. It's pretty busy, not with schoolwork, but with trying to see family and stuff. There's some yarn here, but that's like one of the things. I think I just put a movie on and just knit through this blanket. So I'll probably, if that's finished at home next week, I'll try to take a couple of clips with it when I'm finishing it, because I won't be taking that here, because that will probably take up my whole suitcase to get here. Okay, that, and then one of my other like going to be an acquisition, but I haven't bought it yet, and future is going to be a hat for my dad. So like my dad is supportive of my knitting but doesn't really want anything. He's not really the guy to wear a knit sweater, so I was like, I'm not going to make him one. But he wears his hats, or has like 2 simple black hats. He was like, oh, very excited because he found something that I can make for him. So I'm very excited too to make a hat for him. And like, maybe you don't, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but like one of the guitarists from U2, it's called like, his nickname is The Edge. Let me put in a picture here. You see he's wearing this hat, and he's like, I want a hat like that. So he wants a hat that like with the brim cuffed up is above his ears, but when his ears get cold he can put it down, because he is almost bald, so he has a cold head, so he wears, like, even in summer, on summer evenings when it's colder, he just wears a hat. That's just how it is. So I went looking on Ravelry, and then I found a couple of ones, and then not, and then I think I'm going to go for the ribbed watch cap by Church Mouse Yarns and Tees. Let me put it here. So as you can see, it's a very close fitting ribbed hat, which you can cuff up, and I can just adjust the length necessary. So I'm just as you can see, this one is black. I'm going to make a black one for my dad as well. We just have to like decide which kind of yarn he wants. Does he want a sock yarn, or maybe a little bit thicker? I'm just going to ask him. So I'll probably doing like my own calculation, but using that pattern as a staple to get what I need. So that's one of the things that I'm also thinking about starting, because like a ribbed hat, the thing is, it won't be a full like slouchy beanie, because he just wants it to be, like they say, a watch cap. So really like just this much of knitting with then like maybe a bib that's that long, so that will be perfect as a simple knit until I get to the decreases. So yes, those are two of my future projects that I hope that will be ready once you see me next. And then of course my mosaic knitting cardigan, but for the rest. And then I have one thing that I want to share with you. Yes, this is it. So I bought some yarn. It's a cotton yarn. Where is it? Here it is. To make a cardigan, and I have been wanting to make this cardigan for a longer time. I saw it on another podcast. I don't remember which one. And I have this purple yarn, and I really love this purple yarn. And I made a swatch. Let me try to show you. So it's like this lacy leafy pattern. And I love it in this purple yarn. It's a little bit more vibrant than on screen. But the thing is, like, okay, I have a rainbow dress and I have like my advent sweater, but for the rest I have like a lot of blue things, more burgundy, dark green, and grey things. And I'm thinking, like, if I have a cardigan, because that's what I want to make, I want to make the season change cardigan by, I think it's the Knit Stitch. Let me try to show you. So this is it. I have another, yes, okay, let's do it this way so you can't like read the pattern. So the back is this full over leafy pattern, which I find so beautiful, and I'm thinking like this lacy cardigan in cotton for like in summer over a dress, perfect. But like this purple, which I love, will probably don't go with anything I have, because like most of my dresses are like gray, black and white, a lot of blues, and then reds and thing with flowers, but nothing that really goes with this purple. So I also have this blue yarn, which is a pretty vibrant blue, but is already better, I think, than this purple. But I'm still not sure if this will go with my wardrobe. So I'm thinking about taking these ones with me home and then just put them in my, like, in between my dresses to have an idea if this works. Because I really want to make this cardigan. I think I almost even got gauge, so there's no problem there. I really love this stitch pattern. Like, if I show you this again, you have this beautiful leafy design, lace pattern. I have two possibilities, but probably not gonna use these ones. If I don't use them for this cardigan, I'll probably make a top out of it, because in a summer top in this purple will be perfect. And they have a summer top with this leafy pattern as well, so maybe I can do that, like a tank top with this leafy pattern. And I don't know, I can use cotton yarn for other tops as well. Like, these two colors are two colors I really love, but I'm learning which works in my wardrobe. And like, say if I make a top out of this, which I can then just wear, say, a simple skirt or some jean shorts or some jeans, or a simple cardigan, then that will work. But if I make a cardigan out of it, that will be a statement, and then I have to say, like, wear an all black outfit or something, or an all grey outfit to get this to work. So I'm not sure. I'll probably gonna ask my sister as well. So maybe Elin, if you're watching, let me know when you see me what the idea is, because I love these colors, but I don't think they will go in my wardrobe if in the way that I am planning it. So yeah, so if you have a suggestion, let me know, and otherwise I'll tell you later on what my ideas are with this. Maybe if you ask what is yarn is, this is from Hobby that I bought it. So these are Cotton Kings, the cone 500 84, and these ones are like 500 grams for 1700 meters, and they say like a 3 millimeter needle. So I am like a fingering to sport weight yarn. This is so yes, that is one of the things that I brought with me. Let me put this back. Brought here during the exam to maybe work on, but I just can't decide if that's what I want. So maybe I'll make, like, if I'm thinking about it now, like a tank top with that stitch pattern in the purple would be very beautiful. So maybe I'll make that one first, then I know the stitch pattern better before I make a full-on cardigan. Okay. Yes, I think that's all of the yarny things, but of course, like, my life is centered around knitting if I can make it that way. So yes, then a little bit of life updates if you're interested, of course. If you're not, hopefully see you next time. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yes. So my exams are done. I had like exactly 3 weeks, 7 exams, so that's a lot. One of the things that was nice, like in between my exams, on one of the Saturdays, there go my show notes, just part of the mess, it's everything. One of the things I done is I went to a concert. It was a very small concert from my godfather's band. So he has a metal band called Clockwork Man, and I've seen them play, I think, once before in like this thing, because he has been in a couple of bands, but they have a couple of names, but now they were a cover band in the beginning, but now they have their own songs that are written. So it is in the metal genre, and they have 4 songs on Spotify, which I have been listening to, and I really like them, and then I really enjoyed the whole experience. So I will link them if you are interested. Let me make a little bit of push them a bit on you. Of course, if you're interested, no worries otherwise. And then for the rest, I have been studying. If I'm not studying, I'm sitting in this chair watching some YouTube, like knitting podcast, other things, series, movies, just to get my brain off of studying. But otherwise, you're standing on my desk, and I'm just sitting there working. So that is done. Yay! Happy dance. Uh, Next up is I am free for a whole week, and then so this Friday, so I'm going home. I'll just be home for a whole week. I'm trying to catch up with some family that I haven't seen in over a month because I've been here. So I'm going to see my grandparents, one of my aunts, some of my cousins. So that sounds perfect. I'm also going for a sleepover with my sister to just to like see her, like go do some shopping together, and just talk and have like a movie night and all of that. So that is what I'm going to do as well. For the rest, it will be just hanging out in the settee at home, watching movies and knitting if I'm not doing other things. And then in 2 weeks the new semester starts. I'm very excited for it. I'm taking on two extra classes or subjects, but it works out all completely because last year I did my bachelor thesis already. So I'm in my 3rd year as a bachelor at the moment, but in our 2nd year, where I was last year at university, I was at another campus, I could do my bachelor thesis already. So I did that. So that's one thing that I don't have to think about this upcoming semester. And a lot of people who are here haven't done them yet, so they need to do that. So we have just like, say, a small class that we need to take that they had last year that we didn't have. So there is like some extra time because they need to have time for their bachelor thesis. And I'm also taking on like a philosophy class, which is like just mandatory. You need to do it somewhere in your 3 years, and most of the time do it in your first year. And then for us in our third year, because we do our bachelor thesis in our second year, and for here they mostly do it in their first or second year because they do their bachelor thesis in the third year. But I didn't do my philosophy class in my first year because I didn't have the best exam scores. So they say maybe take it later on when you're more comfortable with all your classes. So I'm doing that, but as I've heard from other people, it's like a very chill professor. It like makes you think, but it's still philosophy, so it's not like learning true facts and stuff like that by heart. So I think that will be fine. And then I have one class that I need to take that I didn't take last year because I was retaking classes and I had to like make choices to have like a very busy schedule and probably don't get like everything done, or just like skip one class and then do it now. Skip two classes, so that's what I did. So one of these I had this semester, and one of the other classes I skipped I have the upcoming semester. So I think in total I have 9 classes, but more of them are smaller. Most of the time we have 4 or 5. Now I had no 5 or 6. Now I had 7, but like a couple of them are smaller classes, so I think that will be completely fine. And yeah, it's another semester, and we just keep going. That's how it goes. So I'm going to really relax for a week, see family, and recharge my batteries and think, because I'm a very social person but I also like to be on myself. And like I have seen people like who live here together with me and we try to eat together, but it's a different thing, like seeing your family and just being around them and stuff. So I am very excited about that. Okay, I think that's everything for today. I hope to see you in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if I will be filming in 2 weeks because that will be at the end of my first week, and most of the time our first week is like not really busy because it's the start of classes. It's a lot of information, but like because it's not that busy or with schoolwork or maybe labs or exercise sessions, we try to like see our friends at that moment, really take the time we have at that time before all of the studying starts again. And then I have a couple of busy weekends coming up in the rest of February and March, so we'll see. Definitely it will be in 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll tell you all about what has happened in my week off, how much I knitted. I'm planning on knitting a lot, but maybe that doesn't work, and that's it. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna clean up here, do the dishes, and then take the train home and relax for a whole week. Okay, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!